Hey, welcome. We are fit to be real.
And a little extra.
Oh my gosh.
That's going to change every time.
Today, we're going to talk about us and we're going to introduce where we're from, how we got to this point, and it's going to be really
Real.
Oh, here we go. I am Victoria.
Hey guys, I'm Carly.
And there she is, everyone. Welcome to Carly. Carly, if you haven't figured out by now, Carly is the extra portion of this podcast. And that will never change, which is good.
I'll just keep getting more extra.
She's like guac.
But you don't have to pay.
Oh, wow. That's wonderful. Okay. So we are sisters. We are 3 years apart. I am 30.
Who's older? Okay, fine. I'm older.
Literally nobody can answer you.
I know.
Yeah. 34. Carly is older. And we have an older brother.
We do.
He is exactly 3 years older than Carly. His name is Bill. We call him Billy. And he owns a gym, or is part owner of a gym in Kentucky called Butchertown CrossFit.
We'll get him on. And he's going to love to talk about CrossFit and all the benefits about that at some point. So we're excited to have him on too.
Yeah, he has a lot of experience, which is good. But yeah, we are from Springfield, Pennsylvania, Delco.
What parish you from?
St. Francis.
That's how you know you're from Delco. Oh yeah, I'm from Delco. What parish you from?
That is true.
Yeah.
Philly is the closest thing for those of you who are not around here.
From our parish.
From our parish. Are you Pat's or Geno's?
You want me to be real?
Oh no.
I'm going to do that a lot. I've never had either.
You've never had Pat's or Geno's?
I've never been there.
These are cheesesteak places, by the way. They're famous in Philadelphia, and you are either one or the other, really. That's kind of like the rivalry.
I'm so extra that I've had neither. I know.
There's a lot of people disappointed in you right now.
Right. Well, we'll change that. I love a good cheesesteak.
I do. Life's about balance, everyone. So we're in the fitness industry. Segue. But we didn't start in fitness. We were in the theater world first. And we're kind of still in the theater world.
Yeah, we do 21 shows a week at CFIT.
It is entertainment, for sure. But no, we went to school for musical theater. Our mom, we'll get her on here too. She was a dancer, still is. And dad is an opera singer and still teaches music and voice.
Music. Yeah.
We'll get him on here too. He used to have a radio show.
He did. I was thinking about that the other day. He was like a podcaster before podcasts were a thing.
Yeah.
Which was called the radio. So it was a thing, but he had a musical theater radio show back in the day.
I guess he could have helped me try to figure all this stuff out when it took so long.
We love to do things the hard way.
Yeah.
You'll learn that.
We're so real. But yeah, we segued from theater to fitness in New York.
Yeah, well, we started dancing first.
That's true.
Our mom was a dancer. She owns a dance studio, and we started dancing when we were 3, and then that transitioned into musical theater, and we both moved to New York. I went first, and then Victoria came and joined me, and we lived together.
Joined you. I joined Carly and Andrew, who was her then boyfriend, now husband of 57 years. And we lived together in a 1-bedroom apartment on the Upper East Side.
We had bunk beds.
We had
Yep.
No. A loft? No.
Yeah, it was, you lived on the twin, and Andrew and I had a double futon on the bottom.
That's true. I didn't live there. I slept there, first of all.
That's true.
Oh my gosh. Stories.
It was a time. We'll get into those stories. We'll have Andrew on. He's the CEO of CFIT. So
yeah,
we'll get him on. That was before he bought me a scale for Christmas and after we got married.
Yes, Andrew did buy Carly's. Was that your 25th?
No, it was before that. But he bought me a scale thinking, oh, you're really into fitness. You'll love to like learn about your BMI and all this stuff. But I was not at my current weight right now. And I was living on ramen at the time, which, listen, I was happy, but I definitely did not want to scale for like my 22nd birthday.
I was lucky enough to be there for this exchange. There were tears. There were tears. There was lots of uncomfortable moments.
I wanted an iPhone. and I got a scale.
Both are digital. Technically, he's not too far off.
Well, his presents haven't gotten any better, but that's also another episode.
I'm not editing that out.
Yeah.
I'm not editing that out. So, yeah, we lived together in New York. And then, but we taught fitness. We did not do the restaurant. So when you're in New York and you're going for theater, like the number one easy way to make rent and to have a job is to work at a restaurant or a bar. And we didn't do that.
You can work at night in a restaurant. You audition during the day.
Right.
And the point is so that you get a job out of town. Yeah. So you audition in New York to hopefully, cross your fingers, get a job somewhere else in the country and get out of New York. So that's what we did, except we didn't work in the restaurant. We taught fitness at night instead.
Yes. Well, when we first moved there, I was in college, so I wasn't teaching yet. When you moved home with Andrew, she took Andrew with her.
I took him with me.
I stole Carly's job and the apartment.
Yep.
And then I started teaching fitness.
Fitness, yeah. And we worked for a company called M Dance and Fitness.
What's up, Misty?
Yeah, that was awesome. We all right, get this, right? So you do a double sometimes. You take 2 classes in a row. We would teach full 60 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Then we would run across town, subway, sprinting to go teach 2 more classes. 60 full minutes of cardio. Yeah. Because back then, we just didn't really do weights. It was cardio, cardio. That's why, by the way, side note, C-Fit means cardio fit. That's where the name C-Fit came from. For those of you always saying, is it Carly Fit? No, it's cardio fit, because that's what I only did back then. It was cardio. And we would get our cardio in between our cardio.
Well, for those of you who have never lived in a city or Manhattan, the subway is not reliable. So if you had to go down, remember we had to go downtown for some of them, not just crosstown. And you sprinted with your backpack with the boom box or the, your iPad and your music, and you're running and you're fighting the street of people walking because, nobody is walking as fast as you want them to.
And for those of you who don't know what a boom box is, that's what we played music on with CDs. That's what we had to carry with us.
Wow.
Yeah. But those were the days. We loved it. And we taught every day. And eventually we were teaching more fitness classes. Sorry, I'm trying to get rid of my accent. We were teaching more classes than we were auditioning, because we were loving it so much and we were super into it. And when we weren't teaching it, we were taking other people's fitness classes, and it sort of just snowballed into wanting to do it for a career.
Yeah, that's true. And you taught your own classes and then took it home.
Mm-hmm. Right? So I left the fitness company I was working for and did it on my own, which was really awesome. But give it up to Misty. It is hard starting a fitness business in New York.
Oh my gosh.
And I did it for about a year, and I didn't love it because it's really difficult and it's really hard.
Owning.
Yeah, and there wasn't social media. So you couldn't post. You had to make flyers and put them in every studio in the city and hope that somebody would rip the bottom and just come to your class, because there wasn't any social media. So I ended up, I got married, I wanted to have kids, so I moved back to Delaware County and St. Francis Parish. And our mom owned a dance studio and said, you can rent some hours at the studio and teach your own classes at night. So that's what I did.
To be fair, Zumba was the start.
Mm-hmm.
Zumba. And our mom is named Carmela.
Yeah, wait, tell them what mom. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Carmela said that it was going to be a really good idea to get into this because of the craze of Tybo. Remember all those VHSs?
Billy Blanks.
They were these fads, and Zumba was the next one. So she said, I signed all 3 of us up. We're going to go get certified. It's a 14-hour day in New Jersey, I think we went to. That really far away place called New Jersey. But it was 14 hours. And we were like, oh my gosh, Mom, no one's going to want to do this. We're going to get certified. We're going to get through this long day of learning and taking a test at the end and all this stuff. And no one is going to do this ever.
They're going to be like, what the heck is Zumba?
Why are we wearing puffy pants with strings? And
that are back in style right now.
Oh my God.
That I wish I kept, because I could have saved myself a lot of money at Target the other day.
You could zipper at the knee.
Yes, you could zipper
You could make them
the
shorts. but like long short cargo.
Oh my God, yeah.
And we have to chalk it up to Carm because it flew.
Yeah, it was
flew.
a big hit. And that's really how we got started.
Yeah.
We taught Zumba. Everybody loved it. It was like the new dance craze. And then slowly over the years, we sort of transitioned into, hey, we like our stuff because we were doing more of our choreography than we were at Zumba at one point. And it sort of just all meshed into one. And we started, branching off and doing our own style of cardio.
And then hip hop and then, all the things. But Zumba really, yeah, that was day one.
All right. Day 2 coming in hot. You ready?
Yeah, I'm actually, what's day 2?
The rest of the 11 years that we've been open. So we started renting my mom's space and then we grew out of that, which was awesome. Do you remember she has a big, very steep stairwell and the little girl dancers that were, the ballerinas, they would be dancing and all the women would be lined up outside the door because we were getting ready to do a cardio class, doing like a Zumba class.
On the minute.
And we never knew how many people were going to come. Could be 2, could be 30. We packed in shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a service where you could sign up ahead of time. So we never knew. Sometimes we did teach 2 people. And sometimes we did teach 30.
For 60 minutes.
And after about 5 years, we ended up moving to the space next door. And originally it was C-Fit at Carmela's. Mm-hmm. Then it was C-Fit Studio. And then it became C-Fit Fitness. But then we did that. And then now we're in our awesome new space. And it's been 11 years. And we gradually grew up.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure if I did. But
You're so extra.
I'm so extra.
I have to say, at the beginning of the Carmela's dance C-Fit life, I still lived in New York.
Yeah, you did.
And I would travel home every weekend to help teach. But during the weeks, Carly would take pictures of pieces of paper that were like an Excel spreadsheet of people signing up and how they paid, like cash or check. Some people paid in check.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And you had to just mark off what you paid with. And she would take pictures on, was it a Nokia phone at the time?
It's very possible it was like my BlackBerry.
Yeah. And I would have to like figure out the person's name because it was all, parish cursive. And then I would like try to record. So I did the books manually from New York. And then I'd travel home and do the weekends and then I'd go back.
Yeah.
And then that eventually stopped and I just moved home indefinitely.
I was like, please move home. I need help. I had Melody too. I was pregnant with Melody. And that's when you came home full time and really took over the whole business side because we did not go to business school. I'm not sure if we've ever said that.
I don't know if you guys can tell, but we don't know what we're doing.
No. We know a lot of things, but we're not great business people. We lead the business with our heart, not our brains.
Wow. And that's the problem.
So podcasts. But anyway, so yeah, my advice to anybody, go to business school. I don't care what you want to do. Guess what? Your life's going to change. You're going to change careers and you need business. That's what I tell Melody all the time. You can be a tiger trainer. That's fine. But you got to go to business school.
Melody's 8. She's head of HR at CFIT. So if you have a complaint, you can go to her and she will just talk to you about cats. So but that's how professional we are.
Yeah. But
I agree though. Business school would have helped. I would have hated it, but it would have absolutely helped at this stage of the game because we have come a long way.
I mean, I went to 4 colleges. I tell everybody that. If I had a sweatshirt for every college I went to and every transfer my mom had to do and all that paperwork, I owe her a lot. But yeah, I made it. And I'm extra.
I mean, I think at this stage of the game, you could get sweatshirts of all of those colleges.
Yeah, I know somebody. HBIC?
HBIC by Nicole.
That's who makes all of our apparel. I might get her to make my college sweatshirt. That's a story for another day.
So we've evolved a lot over the years. CFIT itself, us individually, and together. Carly and I are very different people. I say this a lot. We are very different people, but when it comes to business and how we want CFIT to go, there's not a lot of friction.
No, we don't fight about CFIT. About CFIT.
Dun, dun, dun. And still, we've evolved and it's changed and it's grown and it's become, like branches on a tree. It's just gone in so many different ways and it has so much more potential to keep going. But I have to pat ourselves on the back and say that we have had the same motto and same mantra the entire time, that fitness should be fun. You should forget that you're working out, especially in what we do in the dance fitness world and circuits and boot camps and stuff like that. Like, it should be fun. You shouldn't want to dread working out. And it's not a show. It's not, you don't have to look your best. You don't have to do the best. You don't have to, like, you can just be you and be real. And if you make mistakes, you make mistakes. And if you feel ridiculous, so be it. And that's awesome. But real is where this podcast came from, because we have been preaching that since day one.
And I think that the community that CFIT has made was just a bonus. Like, we never thought people would become lifelong friends from a fitness class. I mean, that was never something that we were striving to do. And it just, fun people find each other, and people with like minds and people that like to do the same things, they find each other. And I think that's really a cool benefit of CFIT, or just working out in general, is that you find really fun people. Did I say fun?
Do you like fun? Is that what you're going for? Fun?
Listen, anybody that comes to class has to know it is not a show. I look not my best all the time. Victoria will say all the time, I mean, you've looked worse.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
except that's coming from me, who doesn't try at all.
That is not true. And that's something you're going to find out. That is not true. You try to not try sometimes.
Please elaborate.
I don't have to. I just said it. You don't try, but sometimes you try to not try.
Welcome to my world, everyone. Welcome to my world.
Okay.
Well, you're not wrong, but I also have no idea what you just said. So
okay.
There's that. But that's the point, though. That is
sorry, I made her
deviate from my train of thought.
Deviate was a big one, but yes. Big word.
Yeah. I understood. Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Oh my God.
I know she loves impromptu spontaneity, which is the same thing. Okay, I'm calling this Carly on the spot. Name three favorite things about CFIT, whatever it is.
Oh. Well, you could have texted me this beforehand.
That's not spontaneity.
Another big one. All right. 3 things that I love about CFIT or teaching. Well, my number one is when, I've said this before, when you can feel that somebody loves working out or dancing, or the dance that you just worked for weeks and Justin didn't take it, and they loved it so much that they were like, yes, that just made my day. I feel so good right now. That is absolutely number one best thing about teaching, because that makes me feel like the work that I did, that I put into, it takes a lot of work to put into these dances.
Yeah.
That somebody appreciated it and they feel good about it. That's my number one. Number 2 favorite thing about teaching is when you see somebody's progress, or they've been coming for a while and they're like, oh my gosh, I went to this wedding and I looked really great. When they say, I felt so confident in my dress.
Yeah.
We just had somebody say that to us recently. And I loved the way that she said it. She said, I walked in there and I was so confident. And it wasn't about weight. It wasn't about how they to the confidence. I think that is absolutely number 2. It makes me feel like, oh, I did a good job, because if I was able to help you with that confidence,
that's the best.
Yeah, that I was like, wow. And number 3,
wow, I'm gonna pat myself on the back. Oh,
I want to go in the office and just give myself a little hug for that. Extra.
Yeah.
All right. My number 3 about my favorite thing about teaching. Honestly, I'm going to be a little selfish here. Getting on the stage, which, yes, I built for us, because remember, we were musical theater actors. We do love being on stage. We are singers, we are dancers, so we must have enjoyed it at some point. I enjoy being up on stage, looking at smiling faces, people that are happy, just like I did when I was on stage in a show. When people would, look like they were enjoying your show, I enjoy that on the stage at CFIT.
You weren't supposed to be looking out at the audience. You're supposed to be in the moment being a character.
That's why I wasn't a good actor. I was like, ooh, what are they snacking on out there? Probably why I didn't make it as an actor. But I think it's one of my favorite parts about teaching is getting on stage and doing a really fun dance or doing a really good circuit or CFIT weighted workout and just seeing everybody. And I mean, it's not a show, but sometimes I don't want to do it. So when we get up there and we don't want to do it, it's your faces that really help us get through and make it enjoyable for us.
Yeah. Very good.
How did I do?
Very, very well.
I'm just going to let you all know this is not scripted. I don't know if you can tell that.
Oh, it sounds so well done. I'm shocked.
All right. Now that you've had time to think about it, Victoria. I don't usually say your name.
Yeah, that's weird.
I know. Victoria.
Oh, good. You said it again. That's good.
What are your 3 favorite things about teaching or CFIT, instructing, or VFitting?
All right. Number 1, and I say this all the time, and you say this all the time, so I'm kind of surprised you didn't say it. Similarly to what you just said, I think at the end, the best is when you can see somebody walk in having a bad day. Mm-hmm. And you can see it on their face, you can see it in their energy and their demeanor, and then by the end of class, that is completely shifted. And they walk out feeling way better than they walked in. And that's just the power of, I think, the community. Carly being on stage.
I got some jokes.
The stage was not my doing. If you've been to our studio, there is a small stage. I had nothing to do with that.
She wasn't there when we measured it out.
Yeah. I wasn't there for a lot of things, and that was for sure not my doing. But yeah,
I agree though. That happened recently, and somebody said, "Now I feel like I can take on the day."
Yeah,
and we were like, "Yes, that's why we do this."
Yeah, and tell us that, like, let us in on that. Number 1, we're people too, and we do have bad days, and there are a lot of days that I get up there and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm tired. My body's tired. My brain is tired. And by the end, I'm like, let's do it again.
I know. Well, somebody said the other day, a CFitter said, oh my gosh, how do you guys do this? You must be exhausted. I said, we are, but so are you. Mm-hmm. I don't work at a hospital overnight shifts. Everybody's tired.
Yeah.
Everybody's job is important. Everybody's doing the same grind and everybody's tired.
Yeah.
So if we can all remember that and just remember that we are real people, and sometimes we definitely don't want to jump up and dance to like shots, it will make you feel better after. So if you can think about that before a workout, it'll definitely help you. All right, number 2.
That's the hardest part. Okay. Number 2. Honestly, this isn't like a monumental one, but now that I've moved home, and I mean, I've been home for a good amount of time, I don't listen to music. So it's my only chance to kind of hear what's out there, to make new dances and to make new playlists. And Carly does most of the playlists, as you all know. I have absolutely no control. I love that part of the job, is that music is the job. Mm-hmm. Music is the job. And music can absolutely change not only the workout, but your mood. And I love that can pick you up without really trying to put the effort in. And I have absolutely no idea what's going on in the music world these days, because I don't listen to that good old radio in the car anymore. So
wait, you don't know that Good For You by Olivia Rodrigo isn't new?
I do know that it took everything you had to get that name out correctly, because she wasn't actually 100% sure that was true. All right. 3rd favorite thing is that you can say this for the dance cardios that we do in a specific way, but I guess more so our weighted classes, our HIIT classes, anything that involves a progression. So when you're making up the class for that moment or the week or whatever it is, And you can think of the challenge that it will be for the class and the specific people that you know come regularly. And you have to think about, wow, you know, will they be able to do this? Will this be a frustration or will this be something exciting to get through? What will it be? And then you plan it, you set it, you're in the middle of doing it, and you watch them rise to the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yes, afterwards they love to hate it and hate to love it, but they feel so much better. And then you feel selfishly, it's definitely, you know, it's a two-way street there that I feel like, wow, I'm so glad I pushed it.
Yeah. And you feel accomplished. Like, okay, I put in the work and it worked.
Yeah. And then they put in the work.
Yeah.
And that's even better.
You know what's really fun? When it goes the opposite way and they hate your dance that you've been working on and they say, oh, I hated that one. And you're like, okay.
You're like, that's nice. I've only worked so hard for so many hours and really struggled over this.
That's a real feeling. Yeah. Anyway,
people's opinions are a tough part of the job, but
for
you know what?
Sure.
We're stronger for that.
Yeah. We're really stronger. But that's a good one because I do agree with that. You work really hard. You think, can they do it? Can they do it? And then they do it.
Yeah.
And then they hate you for it. Name that movie.
Legally Blonde.
Yes.
Thank you. That was, wow, I felt that, yes, through the couch here. That's great.
So now that you know, you might have already known all of that, but if you didn't know, now you know. And so from going...
If you don't know, now you know.
There's going to be a lot of that. But moving forward, we're not going to be talking about us. You know us. You'll learn more about us. Some things you don't want to know. Some things you want to know. But it's not about us. It's not about CFIT. It is not about just fitness. We'll be talking about the daily struggles that people deal with every day when it comes to like taking care of yourself and getting through the day so that you can make it to that workout or you can go get your facial and not feel guilty about it. Mm-hmm. I don't know who I'm talking to when I say that, but you know.
Herself. She's talking to herself.
I'm talking to myself.
And everyone else.
Listen, guilt about taking care of yourself is a real thing, and we'll definitely talk about that. But it's definitely going to be about you and being real, and it's not so much about Victoria and I, although I do have a lot to say.
Oh, man. You really do.
And now I have another platform to do it on.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry.
So at the end of every episode, we're going to give you a real tip and a real extra tip.
Guess whose is whose. Just from this one first episode, guess whose is whose.
You're going to enjoy these so much. You're going to be looking forward to them every week.
All right, real tip of the day. We're calling this the You Do You, BooBoo.
We just called it that.
Yeah. Yep, it's happening. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab a journal, or if you don't want to do that, you get your phone. There's a notepad in there. And at the end of each night, briefly, you write 3 things that were wins in your day, that were really positive, or just like, oh, so glad that happened. And you also write 3 things that maybe didn't bring you that happiness that you thought, or things turned out differently. Just 3 things that like didn't fly. And you do that throughout the week. And at the end of the month, you get to look back and see all of the things that worked for your days and worked, and you want to do more of those things. So the next month, you put more of the happy moments back into your days, and then you can kind of slowly phase out the things that don't serve you anymore. And it's like the easiest way to do it.
All right. Are you ready for the real extra tip of the day?
It's already started.
So I'm always going to make that tip that she just gave you just a little bit extra. So when you're seeing and you're looking back at those things that did not bring you happiness, you see it all. Maybe it's you went to a fitness class that you don't love, but you want to do it because it's a weighted workout, or you just did not have a good day at work. Put on an outfit that makes you really confident or makes you really happy. Put on your favorite mascara. When you do the things that do not bring you happiness, make sure you are wearing or feeling your best and see if that little extra bit will make it that much better. and either bring you more confidence, make it more doable, and say, hey, I don't like this workout, but I love my outfit. Or I did not like that day at work, but my hair looks good. So those are just little ways throughout the day that you can bring more happiness and joy to your life without having to do such big changes that are just sometimes unattainable.
Small habits make big change.
Consistency is key.
Are we just saying phrases?
Can we?
No, we're done. All right. Well, that's a wrap. First episode in the books. Stay tuned for a bunch of topics. We've got so much coming up.
And we're so excited to talk to you about it because we know that it's stuff that you're all dealing with or want to know about.
Yeah. So we just want to remind you that you are always fit to be real.
And always allowed to be a little extra.
You should see her when she's saying it. You should see her. For legal reasons, we have to tell you that this podcast is meant for entertainment and educational purposes only. We are not healthcare professionals. For all of your health, wellness, fitness, and self-care needs, please refer to the medical professional in your life, your primary care physician, your therapist, a certified coach, whoever it may be. And then let us know what they say, because I guarantee we need to know it too. Okay? Okay, bye.